Okay, guys, your lesson today for Monday is to do a formative on percents of increase and decrease. This is what your ed puzzle was on, but I just wanted to make this quick video to help you out in case you don't remember the ed puzzle, okay? So when we're finding percents of increase, what you're going to do is take the new amount minus the original amount and divide by the original amount. So if I happen to say my quarter 1 grade was a 94, my quarter 2 grade was a 97, the percent of increase is going to be, so I'm going to do this, actually I'm just going to do this, percent, I'm going to put an I here for increase, equals 97 minus 94 all over 94, okay? So that's going to end up being 3 over 94, and you're going to pop that in a calculator. When you pop 3 divided by 94 in your calculator, you're going to end up with 0, 3, and I'm going to round that to 2. And then remember, so 32 thousandths, I rounded to the thousandths place. To get the percentage, you're going to move 1, 2 place values, so it's actually going to be 3.2% increase. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, now let's talk about percent of decrease. So for example, I'm going to say I think it's going to take me 300 gallons of water to fill up my pool. That's how much it took last year, we'll say. This year, it took me 294 gallons to fill it up, okay? So what's going to happen is you're going to take your percent of decrease is going to be your original amount minus the new amount all over the original amount, okay? So this is going to be 300 minus 294, so that's 6 over 300. Pop that in the calculator. And I get 0.02. So you know it's percentages, you got to move your decimal point 1, 2. So it's actually 2% decrease. Okay, so that's a decrease. So you have to make sure that you know that. Okay. I put the formula here for you. So percent of increase, the new value minus the old value divided by the old value. Percent decrease, new value minus old value all over the old value. So one is just a positive. So increase, you know, is going to be a positive change. And the decrease is going to be a negative change. So hopefully that makes sense. Let's look at this. I'm going to go down here at the bottom. It says find the percent of change, round to the nearest tenth of percent if necessary. Well, the percent of change, so Saturday comes before Sunday, so it's going to be 2 minus 4.5. So I'm going to take 2 minus 4.5 all over 2. When I pop that in the calculator, 2 minus 4.5, that is equal to negative 2.5 over 2. So the percent change is going to be a negative, it's going to be a negative number, and this is equal to 1 and 25/100. So remember, that means that you're going to move your decimal point 2 places to the right. So it's a negative 125% change, okay? And I was doing that from Saturday to Sunday up there. Okay, now if we look at this one at the bottom, I'm going to go with the 10 inches to 25 inches. So we're trying to figure out that percent change. So again, that is going to be the change all over the original amount. So it's going to be 10 minus 25 all over 10. So if I take 10, subtract 25, I'm going to get negative 15. And negative 15 divided by 10 is negative 1.5. And remember, percentages are out of 100. So I have to go 1, 2. So it's going to be a negative 150%. okay? So it's a decrease of 150%. Here we have an example of a percent change. So it says use formula to determine what percent of change is in this situation. So Crystal weighed 150 pounds before quarantine. She now weighs 182 pounds. So the change there is 182 minus 150, all divided by the original amount of 150. So when you pop that in your calculator, you're going to end up with 21.33%. Is what we have there. Okay, so that's percent of change. This is in your formative today. So there's a bar graph that shows softball players' home run totals. What is percent change from 2012 to 2013? Well, if you look at 2012, they have 28. 2013, there are 20. And then we're going to divide that all by 28. So 28 minus 20 is 8 divided by 28 equals 0.286. And remember, percents are of 100, so I'm going to go 1, 2. So it's actually a 28 6/10% change. Okay? Percent of error is another one that we'll talk about. So I have this example here. Mrs. Penn thought the class would be 65% proficient on the STAR, but they were 72% proficient. What is her percent error? So what we would do is take 72 and subtract 65, and that's 7. So that's the amount of the error over the actual amount, 72. So if I pop 7 divided by 72 in my calculator, I get 0.097, so it's 1, 2. That would be a 9.72% error. Here's one for you. You estimate the number of text messages you sent last month was 135. When the bill comes, you find out you only sent 108. Find the percent of error. So the amount of the error here, so percent error equals the amount of error all divided by the actual amount. Okay, so I'm going to take 135, subtract 108, all over 108 will bring my percent of error here. Okay, and you'll definitely use a calculator for that. And when I get that, it's going to end up being this, which remember, percent's 1, 2, move your decimal, 25% error. Okay? That's it. Just a quick refresher. You have those 8 problems on the formative today, and a lot of that is what I went over in this video. Okay, thanks guys.